The first step to becoming like the 1% is to do it 100 times and not 2 times. If you look at every pro footballer today, you would know that they are training day in, day out. They are working 7 days a week with minimal breaks. Even in the off season when they're supposed to be resting, they have tournaments to play. But that is today, after they've become a pro. But if you take a look back at 10 years ago, you would realize how insane their work rate actually was. We've all heard of stories Ronaldo coming in early to training and then leaving later, and I'm sure we've all seen the training schedule of 14-year-old Martin Odegaard and then a 13-year-old Lamine Yamal. And before you go on to say that that is crazy and I can't believe that they did all of that, yes, it is crazy, because you don't get crazy results without crazy amounts of work. There are 200 million people out there who play football, and out of those 200 million, if you make it pro at the highest level at 16 years old, if you're playing in the Prem at 18 years old, you are crazy, because that is a crazy result to produce and it takes crazy amount of work to get there. You can't expect to live the life that no one else is living and not put in the work that no one else is putting. If you go to the store and you decide to buy a pair of boots, you either pay the price tag and you get the boots, or you don't get the boots. You don't get to bargain the price of the boots. You can't go out every weekend and stay out late at night and hope that you would be able to get the same results as someone who is staying in and sleeping in early and then getting up early the next day to train, because that person is putting in so much more effort than you are, so they would definitely reap a lot more results than you are reaping. So pick your poison. Do you want to give up on your lifestyle that you're living right now, or do you want to give up on your dream? Now, the next way to become like the 1% is that you need to understand that results is equal to volume times leverage. When you're new at something and you're just starting out, it takes a lot of repetition and a lot of doing the thing to get better at it. But as you get better at it, then comes the time where you don't actually need so much of brute force or so much of violence or repetition to get better at the thing. That is when you start looking at the minor details and the small tiny things that would actually bring a change in your game. That is when you work on that one thing that will take your game to the next level, because there's a small detail in there that you need to fix that will then give you the edge that you're looking for in your game. And because you have followed the previous step and done things at 100 times, you have gotten so much better at it that now you're not just pumping out quantity, but your quality has also gone up by a mile. I'll give you an example. My fitness and speed has always been the thing that has been bringing me down, and I had only started working on it, like really working on it, a few months back. And ever since I've been doing it, I've actually been able to take my game onto a whole new level. And because I had trial and error and I had been dabbling with running here and there in the past, now when I've actually started to work on my fitness, I've realized what actually needs to be done and how I can actually improve it way quicker than I did before. And I have never felt fitter and faster than I did before. And I'm still not the fastest or the fittest, but I have gotten a lot fitter and a lot faster in the past few months than I have in the last few years of training my speed and my fitness. And if you think that there's nothing for you to improve on, then I can promise you that that mindset of yours is what you need to be improving on. Because when you change that mindset, you would realize how much there actually is for you to work on. And if the pros are working day in, day out to improve themselves, who are you, who is not even a pro, to say that you have nothing to work on? If you do want to get started but you don't know how, I've made a full video about it, and I'm going to link it up right up here or here so that you can check it out and you can take your game to the next level through that video. Now, if you're enjoying this, hit the subscribe button down below. Now, the third thing that you need to understand is that it's not about what you do, it's about what you don't do. You see, saying yes to things is easy. It's easy to say that, yes, I'm going to get up early tomorrow and I'm going to train. Yes, I'm going to take care of my nutrition. Yes, I'm going to recover well after a game. But it is hard to say no to things. It is hard to say no to going out late at night or sleeping late at night so that you can get up in the morning and train. It's hard to say no to stopping by at McDonald's after a big win so that you can continue with your good nutrition. It's hard to say no to going to bed right after training so that you can work on your recovery. And I think a lot of people don't understand how important it is to say no until they actually start saying no to stuff. And it's when you start saying no to the things that are slowing you down, that's when you free up time to be able to say yes to the things that will actually accelerate your growth. And when you do say no to the things that are slowing you down and you finally start seeing progress, that is when it hits you and you're like, oh, so this is what they mean by it's not about saying yes, but more so about saying no. Now, if you enjoyed that, you'll definitely enjoy this.